how to stop overcomplicating the process so you can actually hit your goals, and how to do so in less time than you're currently spending. And I want to share with you guys a couple different stories to illustrate this process, because I've seen this going on right now with the clients I'm working with inside of my coaching program. I'm seeing it with my coaches that I'm currently mentoring that are in my business. And then it's also been going on in my own personal life with my mentors who help me inside of my business. All right, so let me share with you guys these stories, and this will apply to your own life, because essentially, like, there's only a couple different actions that we should be doing on a day-to-day basis that will actually move the needle and get us success. When it comes to social confidence, it's really about making that initial approach, talking to strangers, being put in that situation where you need to carry conversations. When it comes to building a brand, making content, it's really about turning the camera on or scripting out the video and filming the piece of content and getting the edit done and posting it. When it comes to sales, it's really about reaching out to enough clients to have enough conversations to get them onto sales calls and then bring those clients into your program, right? So there's a lot of different BS activities that surround our self-development and our business, our gym goals, our whatever the thing is, right? Like, we all have these goals, but the thing is, we have doubts, fears, concerns, false beliefs, limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And so when we know we want to accomplish a goal, it's not as simple as, okay, I just want to accomplish that goal, so I just take the action and do that goal. In a perfect world, that's how it would actually be. But really what happens is we think about, okay, I want to take that goal, but if I go to take this step, what happens if I do it wrong and this result happens? What happens if I do it and then that person judges me for it? What happens if I do it and it doesn't align with the ego that I have of my own identity, right? What if it goes against the identity that I think I am, and it turns out I'm not really that guy, right? So all of these thoughts distract us, slow us down, create reservations and hesitations for us to just go after the thing. And really, if we could remove those things and just act almost, not impulsively, but act a lot quicker and more efficiently, because you just have laser focus on what the thing is you need to do, you would accomplish your goals so much faster. So there's a couple clients that came into my program recently, and one in particular, I sat down with him and I was assessing his day to day. He's watching all of this different content. He's going out on the weekends. He hasn't really been doing approaches during the daytime, and he's been doing online dating. And if I were to look at the cumulative sum of hours that he's been putting into his social confidence and his dating life over the last couple of weeks, it's pretty high in terms of like content consumed, time spent on dating apps, time going out at nighttime, and then maybe mental bandwidth wasted in the field in terms of thinking about approaching and having social anxiety. We're talking about 10 to 20 hours a week, all right, which is quite a bit of time. The first week of being in the program, I actually sat down with him and I said, when we really boiled it down to everything, he was making about 3 to 5 total approaches for the entire week after spending somewhere, realistically, let's just say average 15 hours a week for 3 to 5 approaches, right? And out of those 5, almost none of them were even really hooking, because they were kind of like half-ass approaches that he was doing while he was tipsy on a night out. So he was doing 3 to 5 tipsy, half-ass approaches. Daytime, he was doing 0 interactions, and then he would spend hours on dating apps throughout the week with women that weren't of the quality he really wants to date. And so when I looked at that, and I just said, well, dude, hold on. If we took 15 hours and just reduced it down to 3 hours, like literally 1/5, we reduced it down to 3 hours, but 2 of those hours were out in the field during the daytime. That's 30-minute increments. So 30 minutes on a Tuesday, 30 minutes on a Thursday, 30 minutes on a Saturday, 30 minutes on a Sunday, something like that. If we just boil this down to 2 hours of you out in the field, and we'll coach you through those calls, that's all you need to worry about in terms of approaching. And then with online dating, if we just put in 5 hours 1 week, that's it, not even every week. We put in 5 hours 1 week to actually help you with your outfits, set up a photo shoot, go out, take those photos, and then we'll sit down with you to deck out your profile, right? So 7 hours throughout the whole week collectively to deck out his online dating profile and to get him out in the field. That's what we did in the first week, right? Fast forward 1 week later with this man. he in those 30-minute sessions, since he was on live coaching calls and he had accountability and direct coaching for him to be out in the field, we were able to show him the first step he needed to focus on while he was out in the field. And he opened more than 30 people in those 4 days of 30-minute sessions. So 30 people were approached sober in the middle of the day. These are women that he's going up to. And then within that week of getting his profile set up, he's starting to match with higher quality women, right? And then moving forward, he only needed to put in 2 hours into online dating and 2 hours out in the field. So we took 15 hours and boiled it down to 4 hours, right? And now he's taking, if we looked at previously, 3 approaches that were half-assed, drunk, tipsy, versus 30 approaches, sober, daytime, that's 10x. And then the quality of women that he's matching with online is significantly higher now. He's getting stronger matches and the girls are more excited and down to meet up with him. That was all done by utilizing less time in his day-to-day. So most of you guys right now, you're thinking about all these different things you got to do, and really 80% of it isn't actually moving the needle. You're spending a lot of time and even more mental bandwidth thinking about these things, but you don't have accountability, guidance, coaching, and clarity on what is the one step I need to do this week, right? Let's take a different example. I'm sitting down with my coaches that I'm mentoring right now. I'm helping these guys deck out their IG and their YouTube, right? I take my coaches and I'm building them up and I'm showing them how to actually bring new clients into the program. I sat down with each one of them and they've been kind of struggling over the last couple of weeks. So I said, hey, look, we're gonna do like a 12-week program. I actually wanna mentor you. And the very first call, I just sat down with each of them individually and I just told them, hey, listen, this is the one thing that you need to focus on for this week. My one coach, it was more around making sure that he's hitting his IG stories. And then also he needs help structuring out his first YouTube video. So I just sat down with him. I said, hey, dude, you don't gotta overcomplicate this. You already have these clips. I would title it this, and I would just structure the video this way. And you can add your own little flair to it in these different sections of the video. I want you to just make this video, don't overcomplicate it, and let's just film it and have it reviewed on Thursday or Friday of this week. Okay? Any questions? Gave him some coaching around his questions, set him up to go. He texted me 4 hours later saying the video's filmed. Before this, he hadn't put out a video in the last month. I did the same thing with my other coach. He's been struggling to get a video out consistently every single week. I just sat down with him and I said, this is the next video we're gonna do. And I think you in particular, you should actually have 2 videos going out this week. So one's gonna be structured this way. The other one's gonna be, it could be either one of 2 different titles. I want you to make a decision about that over the next 2 days and then report back to me on Thursday. Right? So this all happened on Monday with each of my coaches. All right, and both of these guys have been executing significantly faster than they were moving over the last month. Why is that? We didn't even do anything that crazy. All I did was I removed all of the bullshit, fluff, doubt, concern, hesitations, broke it down to this is the one step that we need to be doing right now. I would change this. I would change your mindset around this. If I was gonna do it, it would look like this. I suggest you do it like this. What questions do you have for me? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, when can this be done by? Sounds good. You're gonna report back to me on this day, right? Boom. That's all we did. I actually removed, it wasn't like I gave them some crazy coaching. It was just removing all of the bullshit, boiling it down to this thing, setting up some structure over the next couple of days and sending them on their way, right? Now let's look at my life, what's been going on. I sat down with 2 different mentors over the last week, both close friends of mine. I've actually paid one of them to mentor me. My other friend, we're just kind of boys. And so while we work out and stuff, we share a little bit of insight with each other. But talking to these 2 guys who are both at higher levels than me within their own businesses, they broke it down very clearly about what is the missing piece in terms of looking at my data that I couldn't see in terms of ad spend, in terms of structure, in terms of running my funnel a certain way, and also more importantly, what systems would I need to create to automate this process so I don't need to be the one in the weeds doing all of that stuff. All right, so sitting down with both of them changed my perspective on it because I had a certain belief system that I needed to do it this way and it would take this amount of time and I was capped at this level. And after speaking with them, they were like, no, you could do this, and you should do this, and you should hire somebody to do this. Right? So it really shifted my belief system. And now it's getting to a point where there's gonna be a higher ceiling that is created within my own business, but more importantly, less work that I need to actually do because now that there's a higher ceiling and I can make more money, I can actually hire somebody to take over that slot and I just create the system and then fill the slot with somebody, delegate that work off, more money, more people also getting paid within the company, less time for my own life being spent on annoying tasks that I don't really want to do. Okay, that's 3 different scenarios going on. One was on a client, one was a coach within my business, one is me being mentored. And you can see that at each level, it's a slightly different thing. But really, what it boils down to is we're all overcomplicating shit. When it comes to social skills, when it comes to dating life, when it comes to business, when it comes to content, when it comes to your diet and your fitness, we're overcomplicating the fuck out of these things. And we use doubt, fear, concern, anxiety, and all of these what ifs and just limiting beliefs because we don't have clarity, structure, accountability, and some sort of push to get through to that next level. So you need to figure this out in your own life right now. What are your actual goals? But really, do you have clarity on what you need to do this week? If you know what that thing is, then you should just be writing down and prioritizing that one thing in your calendar on a daily basis and using all the additional levers you can pull to really hold yourself accountable to get that done. All right, that's it. Anything else that's taking you away from doing that action piece, it's a distraction. Not only is it a distraction, it's just slowing you down massively. And when you're not in momentum, when you're not going after the thing, it's not fun because you're not really making progress. You start spinning your wheels. Inevitably, you get frustrated, burnt out, confused, and you end up giving up. Right? That's what happened to me earlier on in my 20s. I'm about to be 35, but when I was in my 20s, I gave up on so many different things because I didn't have these structures or the mindset or the systems or the mentors or the environments that I needed to be in to help support me and guide me through that process. So you need to use this video and how it's working in my life, in my client's life, in my coach's life as a reflection of your own. Right? You need to figure out for yourself, where are you going wrong with all of this? What additional accountability do you need? Are you lacking clarity on the next steps? Because if so, you need to seek clarity from somebody who's been through the process that can point it out for you. If you're not around the right people that are encouraging and uplifting you, you may need to change direction with that. All right. And again, just understand different quality of problem at different levels, but regardless, whichever one you're at, there still is always a higher ceiling that you could go to. And there's just a higher level you could take it to. All right, that's all for this video, guys. I hope this helped you bring awareness to where you're at, what the sticking point is, and what you need to be executing on this week to hit a new level. All right, if you want to work with me directly to make that process actually happen in your own life, I'd love to help you. I can sit down with you, show you whether it's social, dating, business, self-development, whatever it is. I'll sit down with you and give you that evaluation and show you the path of what you need to go down and then coach you through it. The same way I'm going through it, the same way I'm getting coached on it. I've helped 800 plus men do this. I can help you do the same. Click the links down below. Check out the brand new coaching programs for 2025. That's all for this video, guys. Peace out.